Hello, YouTube. Hello, Internet. It's Irish Guy here. I wanted to take a moment to review the BayLiner 185 bow rider boat. I've owned this boat for an entire season now. I purchased it towards the beginning of the warm weather months. It's a 2011 BayLiner 185. It's been a great boat. As you can see here, here's a picture of the outside of it. When I purchased this boat, I'd looked at used boats of other brands, and I decided that instead of purchasing a good used boat and possibly inheriting problems from the previous owner, that I wanted to purchase a new boat. And the reason that I decided to go with a new boat was that the price for this BayLiner was actually the same, if not less, than a lot of other brands' used boats. So that in itself kind of concerned me because I'm like, well, if a new boat is less expensive than a used one, there must be some quality problems. But actually, there's not. And I would like to go through a thorough review after 1 year of ownership and share with everyone what I like and a few things that I dislike about this boat. So that was a picture of the outside. One thing we've really enjoyed is the seating arrangement. And as you can see here, we kept it in a boat slip during the warm weather months, and it was easy to put in. I think it's around 19 feet long. It's a manageable size. What you can see here, the front seats are great. We did look at the boat that's a step below this. It's the 175, but on it, if you take a close look, although on the outside they look somewhat similar, it's a little bit smaller than the 185. But when you get inside, you'll see that for the $1,000 or so difference, that the 185 is likely a better decision. On this, the front seats up here, the backs fold down. A great place to store a flashlight, a spotlight, pump, all that stuff. The front seats up here, the bottom part also folds up. That's where we put our life jackets. You've got the middle part in the floor. We put our anchor, our lines, oars, all kinds of stuff in there. The driver's seat's super comfortable, and what I really like about it, it's got this piece that'll pop up, and it'll let you sit higher when you've got people in the front, so you can see over the windshield and do that. Now this passenger seat, it's a front and rear facing, but it also folds down to make a platform for people to lay out on. And then likewise the back. The back seats here, they pull out if you want to fish, or if you want to prop them up here, this will make an entire platform to lay out on also. So it's got a very versatile configuration and a lot of cup holders throughout. And let's take a look at some other parts of the boat as far as the seat that I was talking about earlier folding down. You can see there it is. So that's a place for somebody to lay out on, which is really nice. And then also let's see if I've got one with the back seats, and I do right here. Yeah, so you can see here, there's the back seats. Basically, the seat bottoms pop out, they turn sideways, and it makes a platform here to lay out on. Now, the other good thing about this, you can see the bottom part is hard plastic. If you put them back in the standard seating place, you can flip it over and have the hard plastic up. Now, why is that important? Well, if you want to prolong the life of the upholstery, you can flip it over so when you're stepping in from a pier or whatnot, you're stepping on a hard surface and it's not compressing the seat cushion and possibly ripping it each time. We haven't had any problems with the interior after 1 year of use. Of course, we've kept it clean, and now most of the summer it was kept in a boat slip. We had a covered slip though, so even though it did get some rain and sun, it wasn't subjected to the elements constantly. But everything's held up really well. Let's move on here and see what else I've got. As you can see here, this is a view from the water. Now, one thing that's great about this boat is that, of course, the ladder, it does a great job. The middle hook up here for a ski rope, you can actually use. We'll tie a line to that and use it to hang off of in the lake here, because there's quite a bit of current where we are. so it's easy to drift away from your boat if you're not careful. Now, one thing to keep in mind, you can see how it's dirty back there. This boat gets really dirty quickly, but I'm sure most boats do. I mean, it's just being in a marina and whatnot, it's going to collect oil and other stuff from the water. But it comes off easily. Usually what I'll use dryer sheets to clean it. And if I have any stains on it, I'll then use some of the boat cleaner, like a Starbright, or West Marine makes their own brand, Overton's, and quite a few others. It's just an acetone cleaner. It's chemicals, so you got to be careful with it. But it'll make it white as new. As far as performance, it's easy to handle. I've been able to get it up to about, I think the top speed's around 50 or 55, and that's with the throttle to the floor and on a very calm lake day. So I expect to, usually you're probably going to get around 40 to 50 miles per hour bottomed out. But what I like to do, I like to cruise at around 30, 35 miles per hour, because I found there I get the best gas mileage. And as you can see here, this is around 40 miles per hour. So I mean, it's, if you're wanting a speed boat, if you're wanting something that's going to go out there and just really rip through through everyone else and all of that, this isn't the boat to get. I mean, it's not a boat for speed. It is a boat for comfort and quality components. I think that everything on the inside of it, as you can see, I mean, it's got room for plenty of people. This right here, I've got 2 people up front, and then 2 people here, and then 2 more people. I think it'll hold 8 total. So it's a good size. Now, if I had gone with the 175, I probably would have been a little bit disappointed, because the 175 doesn't have quite as much room on the inside for passengers. So that's definitely one thing to consider. And there's not a big price difference at all between the 175 and the 185. And then here you can get a good feel for how the swim area on the boat works. It's really nice to get in and out of. Now, the only thing that I wish this had, but then again, I kind of wish it didn't have it too, is an extended swim platform. This right here is a platform, but then there's another model of this 185 that has a platform down below that sticks out a foot or so. So if you're in the water, it just makes it easier to put stuff there that you might need to get to or whatever. But the platform that's built into this does a decent job. It's up a little bit higher, but you can reach it with your arms while you're in the water. The disadvantage, if you did get the one with the swim platform that's extended, is that you're probably going to it's going to make it to where when you're docking and all that, it makes it a little bit more challenging because you got that piece sticking out. But I'm happy without the swim platform. But sometimes when I'm out in the water and docked or anchored like this, I wish that I had it. And then another picture here, just to give you a good idea of the kind of room that you have up front. And there's 2 cup holders there under that line, and also there's cup holders all on the side. There's driver's seat, passenger seat in the back. It's got a really nice instrumentation panel. A lot of boats at this price point don't. One thing it didn't have is this right here. You can see that circle. That's my depth finder. It's a Humminbird. It didn't come with that, but it had a spot to add it. So when I bought the boat, I got them to install that. It was only around $100 or so, and I highly recommend that. And you can turn that on and off with your accessory switch. That's the way they wired it up for me. But you've got your temperature gauges, your RPM, your speedometer, battery, everything. I mean, there's an instrument for pretty much everything. Now, those do illuminate in the dark too, which is really nice. They're easy to see. The only thing I would say about the instrumentation panel is that when the temperature changes, like when we left the boat out during the summer months in the marina, because of the humidity, at times the humidity would go behind the glass on the instruments, and it would take 30 minutes or so for it to go away. Not that that's a problem, but I think it's something that they might be able to fix. It seems that moisture is getting into those somehow, and it shouldn't. Comes with a radio and 2 speakers. I mean, for what we need, it's more than loud enough, and it's even got an MP3 port. And I think it's got a satellite radio option, which, of course, we did not purchase that. It's got your controls over here for your navigation lights and also your anchor light. You just flip it the other way. It's got a key ignition. You just turn a key to crank it. Cranks up really well. I haven't had any problems there. It's got a horn. It's also got the thing over here, which is your DC power plug, like you have in a car, to charge your cell phone or whatever. That's really nice if you need to charge your cell phone or take a what we use it a lot for. We have a chargeable lantern in case it gets dark when we're out. So we'll charge up that spotlight when we're out moving, and then when we come back, we've got plenty of charge to see where we're going. And then over here, this glove box also doubles as a cooler. It drains itself. We've never used it for a cooler. We just use it to keep our dry stuff, like our paperwork and all that, in there when we're out on the water. So it's let's see, what can I say that's less than perfect about it? There's only one thing I can think of, and this should by no means be considered a deal breaker, especially given the price of this boat, brand new. But if you look at the side of the boat, it's kind of a blackish blue color. Now that's actually a decal. And then between the black part and the white part that's the hull, there's a strip. It's like a strip of white, I would say almost like a white electrical tape. It's probably vinyl or something like that. But that tends to come off. So from a cosmetic perspective on the outside, I anticipate a lot of wear and tear because this is just a big decal basically. Is that a problem? It's not a problem for me because, I want a boat that looks nice, but I'm more concerned with the reliability and the comfort of the boat than I am the cosmetics. So if all of that tends to wear out over time, that's fine. I'm very happy with the boat. The interior is holding up great. Of course, that includes the carpet. Carpet's holding up great. Engine does a great job. And on top of that, it's easy to maintain. I'm a computer guy and a stock trader by profession, but I was able to successfully winterize the boat myself this year. And it only took me about 2 hours, but I think next year, since I know how to do it, it'll take about 45 minutes. And I've also got a video, if you want to check it out, talking about how I winterized it. As far as other routine maintenance, you've got to change the oil and the gear lube. Now, when I hit about 25 hours this season being the first season I owned the boat, I actually paid somebody to do that. Next go around, I plan to do it myself. There's a lot of information available on the internet. It looks really easy. So to maintain this boat, if you're a first-time boat buyer and you don't know if you want to go used or new, I would highly recommend going new, and I would highly recommend going with this boat because it's dependable and it'll provide you with the opportunity to have a boat that you know is covered by warranty. I think I got a 5-year warranty on the engine and a lifetime warranty on the hull. So instead of buying a used boat where you likely won't get any type of warranty, with this you do. So you've got that peace of mind, and you've got something that is easy to maintain even for a non-mechanic, and you've got something that should be able to be it shouldn't dent the wallet like a more expensive brand. I mean, there's boats out there the same size that cost 3 or 4 times as much just because of the brand and some of the refinements they have. But this is a great boat, and I wouldn't say it's just a great starter boat. I would say it's a good boat for anyone just wanting something comfortable to get out and enjoy the lake or river. And it's I would strongly encourage everybody though to go with the 185 as opposed to the 175. And if you've just seen them on the internet, you haven't actually been on the inside of either, go and look at the inside, and then look at the size of the boat itself, the hull, because you're going to notice a lot of subtle differences that really add up. If I'd gone with the 175 instead of this, I would have saved $1,000 or so, but I wouldn't have had the seating capacity. I wouldn't have had a lot of the internal refinements and space that you get in the 185. So do an in-person stare and compare if you're contemplating between the 175 and the 185. But either one you go with, I think you'll be happy. But just be aware of that cosmetic thing on the outside. Not that it's a big deal for me, but it might be something that would concern some buyers. But thanks for watching my video, and feel free to check out my other videos and other boating videos too on YouTube. And feel free to shoot me any questions or comments that you might have. Have a good one. Bye-bye.